Hi, I'm Roger Williams, the automotive coach. I'm here doing an instructional video on how to appraise a trade. A trade-in evaluation is very important. There's a lot of money lost when you're appraising cars and you don't know what you're doing and you don't know what to look for. Let's get started. We're going to walk the entire exterior of the vehicle before we get inside the vehicle. What we're going to look for in the exterior is any imperfections. Dings, dents, scratches, paint fading, tires, windshield. When we're looking for those things, a quarter is real handy. This vehicle will not pass inspection. I look for cupping on the tire. I look for damage on the rim. That's just on the wheel itself. I'm looking for little dings on the vehicle. Paint chips on the vehicle. I'm looking for big dents on the vehicle. All these have a cost to be repaired. This one's going to need a set of 4 tires. None of these tires are going to pass inspection. On the front of the vehicle, I'm going to look at the light assembly. I'm going to look along the bumper to see if the bumper needs anything. Up here, all these right here will have to be touched up, all these little dings. Every dent, every ding, every windshield, all the tires, they all have a value, and that value has to be deducted from your appraisal value. Here's another example. If you just look at this vehicle from your window and do the, whoa, that looks good appraisal, it does look good from the side. The tires are going to pass inspection. There's a lot to like about this little unit. However, if you walk all the way around the unit, you will find that this unit has ran over something with the bumper. Now you can't just buy a piece of the bumper and put it in there. You're going to have to replace the bumper. It's going to have a value that has to be deducted from the trade-in value. Walking on around to the other side of the vehicle, it also has a dent, actually a hole in the bumper right there. All of these have a value that must be deducted from the value of the vehicle. This is before you ever step inside the vehicle. You've looked at the top of the vehicle, you've touched the vehicle. Every line on the vehicle should be straight. You can touch the vehicle like this with the edge of your fingers like this. If it's very smooth, it's usually a factory paint job and you will not find accidents on the Carfax. But if it has a rough edge, kind of like a fingernail file, when you touch it, you'll notice that most of those have a ding on the Carfax because it's been hit and repainted. This car does look nice from a distance, but there are a few scratches that need to be touched up. The tires are good, and obviously both bumpers. When I touch the vehicle, a lot of people bring their vehicle out in rain. They bring their vehicle out in rain because it has hail damage, sometimes slight hail damage. Your hands won't lie to you when you just rub your hands across it like this. Take it into a shop. Get it underneath the lights. Make sure that you don't trade for a car with hail damage and don't deduct the hail damage. It happens all the time. Go ahead and pop your hood. Look and make sure that the screws match. See how these are painted? This one's not painted, painted, not painted. Look for structure. You don't have to be a mechanic. Just make sure everything looks like it's supposed to look after you pop the hood. This is all you're looking for is cracks in here or structural damage. Make sure the screws match up. If you'll do that, you'll save yourself a lot of headaches. I look on top of the vehicle. I touch it with my hands. I enter the vehicle. I'm gonna go ahead and start the vehicle up. And I check to make sure everything's working. I look at the gauges, see if any lights are on. I smell for smoke. I look and make sure that the heater comes on, the air conditioner comes on, everything on here works, the screen comes on. You want to make sure everything works. When you drive the vehicle, make sure you drive in a route that you can shift it in all gears. Check the brakes, check for shaking when you're coming back from braking. When you do these things, you'll save yourself a lot of time and a lot of money from mistakes that could be made. When you look at this right here and say, oh, well, this right here's got some seat covers in it. Well, let's just look what's underneath them. You pull the seat covers back and you look underneath them to see if there's holes or anything's torn up in here. You want to make sure what you have on your hands. I want to look at the carpet. I want to look at everything inside the vehicle. The headliner. Is the headliner hanging down? Is it burnt up? Is there cigarette burns in here inside the vehicle? I need to know the condition of the inside of this vehicle so I can properly appraise it. As I exit the vehicle, I'm going to pop the latch. I'm going to look inside the fuel door for paint. I'm going to look in the door jamb for paint. I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to scan the VIN number on the vehicle. If I don't have that type of technology, I'm going to write the VIN down properly. If you do have the technology, it'll tell you what they're bringing at Mannheim, Odessa, what they're selling like in your area. Knowing the proper VIN number is essential to appraising the vehicle right. Make sure you either scan it or write it down properly so that you have the proper VIN number. Oftentimes when you're pointing out the dings, dents, and scratches, when you're pointing out the bumpers, you have your customer out here with you when you can. But always try to do the windshields as well. So I'll say, Mr. Customer, Would you like to file this on your insurance and go ahead and get the windshield replaced, or would you like us to go ahead and appraise it with a cracked windshield that we're going to appraise at a lower value of appraisal for you? The customer always wants us to appraise it. Show the customer exactly what it is and tell them exactly what you can do as far as replacing it at a lower value for trade-in appraisal, or they can have their insurance go ahead and replace the windshield. Like I say, they always want us to do it, but we want to remind them it's going to have a lower value because of the windshield. Now that we've done our job on the outside, dings, dents, scratches, windshields, tires, smoke, everything on the inside of the vehicle, we've got the proper VIN number, we've got a Carfax. Now we're going to present to the customer what their trade-in is worth, and they'll understand because we're going to break it down to them. It needs a windshield, it needs tires, it has dings and dents on it. We are going to have to go ahead and put a bumper on it. This takes away from the trade-in value, so I start from the full trade-in value and I deduct what we have to do to it, and then I show them what their trade-in's actually worth. This technique has worked for me for years and years and years and continues to work today. Customers need the information to understand why their trade-in is worth what it's worth. Bob, Betty, I've got some great news for you guys. As we discussed on the trade-in value, you said you want to see that first. We've got you $12,200. Now that is the $14,000 for your trade-in that you looked up online, minus $300 for the windshield that I showed you. The bumper is going to be $700. It's going to need that back bumper. There's no way around that. It's got to be painted. The dings and dents are $200, and the tires are $600. It's going to need a new set of tires like I showed you. That's a total of $1,800. Take your $14,000 that your trade-in is worth. I fix it with the windshield for $300, the bumper for $700, the dings and dents for $200, the tires for $600. That leaves $12,200 trade-in value that you've got for your vehicle.